Have you ever missed out on a great opportunity simply because the timing wasn't right? At some point, we all have. As we begin, I want to introduce a simple but powerful concept. Money equals time, and in retirement planning, time can also equal money. For school employees approaching retirement, every month and every year of credible service counts. But what if you find yourself just shy of the rule of 85? What if your time in another state's public school system, a leave of absence, or a gap in employment is standing between you and retirement eligibility? That's where optional service credit becomes an important consideration. In certain situations, you may be able to purchase service credit to bridge those gaps and reach retirement eligibility sooner. We'll explain what optional service credit is, who may be eligible, and how it can help you move closer to your retirement goals, potentially turning dollars into months or years. As the name implies, optional service credit is an option that you may exercise to help bridge the gap between your credible service level and the retirement benefits you are aiming for. There are three types of service credit that are available for purchase. The first is leave of absence. The second is out-of-state or Omaha public schools service. The third is 12-month pre-retirement service purchase. Now, before we dive into the details of how optional service credit works, let's take a look at a real-life example of someone who made the most of this opportunity. Meet Dave. Dave has a timing question, and he needs to know if he can retire now, or does he need to wait one more year? Here's the catch. When Dave's current school contract ends, he will be 63.5 years old with 21 years of credible service, giving him a total of 84.5. That's just 0.5 shy of the 85 required to retire with full benefits under the rule of 85. Now, when Dave runs the benefit estimator, he sees a 6% permanent reduction in his monthly pension if he retires early. Dave is a pretty serious businessman, so he asks himself, what else can I do? Fortunately, Dave attended a pre-retirement seminar where he learned a valuable lesson, and that is, time is money, and money can equal time. By using the purchase of service option, Dave could buy the additional 6 months he needs to meet the rule of 85 by purchasing 12-month pre-retirement service or airtime. So that's a smart investment. Dave then used the purchase of service estimator and discovered that 1. The cost to purchase 6 months of service is $8,000, and 2. His monthly pension increased by $161 per month. So when Dave reran the benefit estimator with 21.5 years of credible service, his reduction disappeared and his benefits increased. So the outcome. Dave decides to spend the $8,000 to purchase 6 months of service credit. Because this purchase helps Dave satisfy the rule of 85 today, his annuity checks will increase by $161 per month, paying off the $8,000 investment in just 50 months. After that, it's all gain, and Dave is only 67 years old when it's fully paid off. Thanks to smart planning, Dave gets full benefits and the chance to pursue his dream. Now that we've seen a real-life example of someone using optional service credit to help turn their retirement dreams into reality, let's take a closer look at how it all works. We'll walk through the three types of service credit you may be eligible to purchase, and then explore how to use the purchase of service estimator to see what it could mean for you. Let's start with the first type, leave of absence. Leaves of absence includes sabbaticals, maternity leave, exchange teaching program, full-time leave as an elected official or a professional association or collective bargaining unit, or leave of absence to pursue further education or study. You may purchase service credit for a qualified leave of absence if you are a regular employee currently contributing to the school plan. The leave of absence was authorized by your Board of Education or the school district. The purchase time does not exceed either the amount of leave or 4 years in length, whichever is less. Your return to employment at a participating school plan employer within 1 year after completing the leave of absence. In all cases, the credible service purchase for a leave of absence will be used to calculate your retirement benefit, but the salary associated with the service cannot be used in the calculation. Next, let's talk about optional service credit due to employment with either an out-of-state public school or the Omaha public school system. You may purchase credit for public school service outside of Nebraska or in the Omaha public schools under these conditions. First, you are a regular employee currently contributing to the Nebraska school plan. Second, the credit is limited to the amount of service forfeited up to the maximum of 10 years. Also, the credit is limited to the amount equal to your total credible service acquired in Nebraska upon termination. Fourth, you must provide proof of forfeiture of benefits in order to purchase service. And lastly, you must pay the actuarial cost of the school plan for the additional service credit. The service purchase will be used when calculating your retirement benefit, but the salary associated with the out-of-state service will not be used in the calculation. Your out-of-state or Omaha public school service must be verified before NPERS can provide a purchase cost to you. Now let's talk about the third option to purchase service credit. That is, 12-month pre-retirement service purchase. Airtime. You may purchase up to 5 additional years of service credit while completing your final year of employment with the Nebraska Public School Plan. To qualify, all of the following conditions must be met. First, you are a regular employee currently contributing to the Nebraska School Plan. Second, if you joined the school plan before July 1st, 2014, you must have a minimum of 5 years of earned credible service. If you joined the school plan on or after July 1st, 2014, you must have a minimum of 10 years of earned credible service. At the time you purchase the service, you must have entered a written agreement that you will retire within 12 months of the date of the agreement. If you do not terminate employment and begin receiving benefits within 12 months from the date of your service purchase agreement, the purchase will be canceled and all payments returned, excluding any interest earned. The cost of the service purchase is the actuarial cost of the school plan for allowing the additional service credit must be paid for by the school plan member. Payments must be completed prior to termination. Please note, earned service credit does not include vesting credit. Let's talk about the steps to purchase optional service credit. The first thing you need to do is contact NPERS in writing and indicate the type and amount of service you wish to purchase. Due to the time frames involved, NPERS recommends initiating a request to purchase optional service credit no less than 12 months prior to termination. Next, NPERS will calculate an estimated cost and send you the application for purchase of service and method of payment forms. Now you can also get a rough estimate of the cost to purchase out-of-state or 12-month pre-retirement service credit by using the Purchase of Service Estimator on the NPERS website. Now after that, complete and submit the application for purchase of service and method of payment forms to NPERS no less than 60 days prior to your last day of employment. If this paperwork is not received by the 60th day prior to termination, you will not be allowed to purchase service credit. Next, you will be notified by mail of the final purchase price and payment due date. And lastly, payment must be received in our office by the due date or prior to termination, whichever is earlier. Now, let's take a moment to discuss how someone might pay for purchase of service. You may make payment or payments to the school plan through after-tax direct payments or installment payments, after-tax payroll deductions, or rollover payments. Payment options may be restricted in order to satisfy statutorily mandated deadlines. Personal checks are not accepted. As payment, you may roll over funds from another qualified account such as a 401A or K plan, a 403A or B tax-sheltered annuity account, a 457B eligible deferred compensation plan, or a 408A individual retirement account. Payments made to purchase service on an after-tax basis will be subject to contribution limits as defined by the Internal Revenue Code. You may wish to consult with a tax professional for assistance. If you'd like to use the Purchase of Service Estimator, you'll want to start by going out to our website at npers.ne.gov. That's npers.ne.gov. Then if you hover over the Member Info tab, scroll down to the Purchase of Service Estimator and click on that. This will lead you to our disclaimer page, which will need you to read through that and accept it and move on to the next screen, which is this one right here. On this screen, you're going to enter the type of service that you are purchasing. On this example, we are doing 12-month pre-retirement option. Then you will choose your date of birth, and then lastly, you'll choose when did you begin your plan participation. This is so we understand which tier you are part of. So on the next screen, you'll see we're going to ask for your estimated date of termination, which is your last day of work or the last day of your contract. Then I'll ask what will be your benefit start date, also known as your effective date. On the following screen, you see here we ask for your total years of service. In this case, we are doing 21, which was Dave's actual years of service. And then you enter your highest 12-month period of salary. On this next slide, this is where you enter how much time you actually want to purchase. It's broken up by years and then months. And in Dave's case, we went with 0 years and 6 months. And then that brings us to this slide, which is your actual purchase of service estimate. As we close out this presentation, let's bring it back to our key theme, which is money equals time, and sometimes investing a bit now can help you retire earlier. Optional service credit allows eligible members to purchase credible service to help meet retirement eligibility sooner, especially the Rule of 85, or simply to increase their monthly benefit amounts. Whether you had a leave of absence, worked in another public school system, or simply need a few more months of service to qualify to take your benefit, this option might help bridge that gap. It's important to remember that eligibility and cost will vary based on your individual circumstances. Before making any decisions, we strongly encourage you to contact our member services team and use both the benefit estimator and purchase of service estimators on our website at npers.ne.gov to explore your options. Your time is valuable, and with the right planning, it could bring your retirement goals a little closer. Thank you, and have a great day.